shall discuss about the atomic model. Okay, you know, last day we have discussed about the discovery of electron, discovery of proton, etc. But in this video, we shall discuss here about the inside arrangement of the atom. See, that means the atomic model is needed. First of all, atomic model, you know that the first atomic model was introduced by scientist Thomson. Thomson said that atom will be spherical in shape and total places inside the atom will be filled with the positive charge and negative charge will remain embedded inside the positive charge. So here one thing you have to remember that it's just like this bisecting part of a watermelon. That red edible part will be considered as a positive charge and negative charge seeds of the watermelon will be considered as a negative charge. Like this, he said that the atom will be spherical and all the spaces of the atoms will be filled with the negative charge, positive charge, and the negative charge will remain embedded inside the positive charge. Like this. Negative charge will remain embedded inside the positive charge. So that means, see, from the Thomson's atomic model, we can say that there is no empty space. But actually, and also see the number of amount of the positive and negative charge is equal, so that it says that there will be. It says that that means there will be no empty spaces. And as the positive and negative charge is equal, so that the atoms will be electrically neutral. Now one more thing you know, that first atomic model was proposed by scientist J.J. Thomson, and this Thomson's atomic model, if we consider here, Thomson's atomic model, he said that the atom will be spherical in shape, just like a bisecting part of the watermelon, and the negative charge, positive charge particles or the proton will remain, will fill the empty spaces over there, and negative charge will remain embedded inside the positive charge. That is the simplified model he proposed, and this model can explain the electroneutrality in this way, that the amount of positive and negative charge is equal here. So this is the Thomson's atomic model, which was the first atomic model was introduced, and this was introduced by scientist Thomson. Now after Thomson, Rutherford did one experiment, and Rutherford actually tried to prove that whether the Thomson's atomic model was correct or not. And see, he was taken one gold foil for carrying this experiment, and on the basis of this experiment, he proved that there is actually Thomson's atomic model is incorrect. How? Here he used a thin gold foil. And do you know what's the region of the using gold foil here? Actually, gold is known as the best malleable metal, and that's why scientist Thomson has taken gold foil over there. Okay, so that means he was required actually thinnest model whichever is possible. Okay, and this thinnest model, metal only possible for the gold. Okay, so gold foil experiment, and he tried to pass some alpha particle over there. Alpha particle means actually these are the double charged helium ion 2He4 2 plus, whose atomic mass is 4 units. That means 4 times heavier than a proton. Now see, what was his expectation when he was actually passing this alpha particle through the gold foil? If the Thomson's model is correct, then all the alpha particles should bounce back. All the alpha particles should bounce back, because there is no empty space to pass through this. Now, but when he passed this gold foil, alpha particle through this gold foil, he observed some amazing fact. What amazing fact he was observed? That most of the alpha particles are actually passing through the gold foil. Only few of the alpha particles are deflecting by making an angle around 45 degree to 60 degree, and out of he at a time he passed 12,000 alpha particle. Out of 12,000 alpha particle, he observed that only one alpha particle is bouncing back at an 180 degree angle. That means the path in which it strikes the metal, and in the same path it was traveling or bouncing back. So that the first three observations. These are the three crucial observations. Number one, he expected that most of the alpha particles will bounce back, but he observed that only few of the alpha particles are bouncing back. Means first observation was there, most of the alpha particles are passing through the gold foil. Second observation was there, few alpha particles were bouncing back by making an angle 45 degree like that. Third observation was there, most of the means out of 12,000 alpha particles, one alpha particle is bouncing back by making an angle 180 degree. Okay. So from these three observations, what conclusion we can draw here? Number one conclusion we can draw that most of the spaces of the atoms are empty. Most of the spaces of the atoms are empty. As seen, first observation was that most of the alpha particles are passing through the gold ball. That means there are empty spaces. Means most of the spaces of the atoms are empty. Second observation was there. Means some few of the alpha particles are actually bouncing back at 45 degree angle. That means they are meeting to a positively charged part inside the atom, and due to this is helium also, or the alpha particle is also positive charge. So due to positive repulsion, they are bouncing back. Now, as seen, only few of the alpha particles are actually bouncing back. So we can say that the inside the atom, positive charge present only in a very small region. So that the only few of the alpha particles are deflecting, means those who are coming near this positive charge. Next one, third one is said that means the one out of 12,000 alpha particles are bouncing back by making an angle 180 degree. It means that this is striking with a hard sphere, hard substance. That means here we can conclude here that most of the mass, means all the masses of the atoms are concentrated over a very small region, and that will also carries the positive charge. See, if you throw a cricket ball to the wall of your house, what would you observe? You would observe that the cricket ball is bouncing back because the mass of the wall is actually more than that of the mass of the ball. So that means these alpha particles which was actually bouncing back by making an angle 180 degree, then what happened there? That means these actually striking on a heavy sphere or the heavy mass, means whose mass is more than that of the alpha particle. That means one can also see number is only 1 out of 1200 or 12,000 alpha particles. So that means this mass is concentrated over a very small region. That's why this is known as that's why we can conclude that the most of the masses or all the masses of the atoms are concentrated over a very small region. So three conclusions we can draw here, that the most of the spaces of the atoms are empty. Second conclusion we can draw here, that the positive charge particle inside the atom present in a very small region. And third one, most of the masses means all the masses of the atoms are concentrated over a very small region, and that is called the nucleus of the atom, and that carries the positive charge. So these are the three conclusions we can draw from the Rutherford alpha particles or the gold foil experiment. Now, second thing, on the basis of this Rutherford gold foil experiment, Rutherford introduced his atomic model. What is his atomic model? It's atomic. He said that inside the atom there will be a very small region that is called the nucleus, and that carries the positive charge. And negatively charged electron will revolve around the positive charge in an orbit. This is the simplified model of model was introduced by scientist Rutherford. Now, what we can conclude here, that the most, that means this is actually resembled to the solar system, and in solar system what happened, that most in the center there is the sun as well as the planets are revolving around the sun, but here in this case the positive charge or the nucleus present at the center and the negatively charged electron revolving around the positive charge. This was the simplified atomic model was given by the scientist Rutherford. Although this model also there is a demerits, so I hope that up to this you have understood very well, so that in the next video we will be giving that the Rutherford atomic means actually demerits and the more description about the Rutherford atomic model. That's all. Thank you.